could handle my substance. He gave me life and assured me abundance. I don't speak broke, sis. I am abundant. My ex, yeah, he's a clown. Making fake pages to watch me now. Climbing to the top, they can't stop me now. Got so much sauce trying to slurp me now. Got my flip on their next nine, letting up. They stomp the yard, time to step it up. Got my flip on their next nine, letting up. They stomp the yard, time to step it up. 2 shows, 3 magazines, been on the radio, I'm not stopping. Wrote a book, best-selling author, my God keeps me popping. I'm affiliate, a life coach, my stock keeps on rising. Wednesdays at 8 o'clock on Facebook, they're watching. You see me? Candy cold, you see me, you see me. Black bags, watching, they wanna be me. How I do answer questions when they see me. So they think I got a genie. Candy cold, you see me, you see me. My words are so powerful, if you listen, you might get uplifted. I inspire to inspire, even when you don't show the appreciation, nigga. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing tonight? I am super excited for the show that I am bringing to you guys tonight. My guest has arrived. I'm going to introduce them to you guys. Make sure you give me a heart and a thumbs up when you get here. Share the show. Sharing is caring. If you would like to contribute to the show tonight, you know you can go ahead and send your love offerings to Candy Coded Secrets, as well as you can also send me some stars tonight, because we're going to get into some of this great stuff. I'm excited to see the guests tonight. Some of them I haven't seen in such a long time. So make sure you share the show on all your platforms. I'm just excited for tonight. I love all 3 of these people that are coming to do the show tonight. And I'm excited because this is something I want to do for a very long time. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and say hi. See y'all. Hey, Facebook. Okay, so, the first guest that is going to be coming, we haven't seen them in a long, long time. I'm super excited. She may be old to some, new to others. I'm super excited for you guys to see her, okay, and all of her accomplishments and get into it. So please help me welcome Stassi. Hey.
Hey, how are you doing? It's been so long.
Yes, it has. It's been so long. I missed you. I missed you. So we're gonna get into it. Appreciate everybody looking in the comments talking about I stayed up for you. Listen, you should have. Okay, you should have. Our next guest has been here several times. He is one of Baltimore's fashion icons. He has his own clothing line. A lot of you may know him. Some of you may even purchase things for him. And so help me bring to the stage the owner of Dorian by Dorian. Hey, Dorian. Woo!
Hey.
Not you got the circle. Where your face at?
How about I knock my whole little situation over? So I'm about to pop. But I'm here though. I'm here. I knocked my whole camera, everything over. I'm coming.
It's always one amongst us. Okay.
Well, look, I specialize in clothes. I don't specialize in tech. So all of this is like, this is above my pay grade,
Okay, and the next guest of the hour, I had the pleasure of going on tour with her. I love everything about her. You know what I mean? Hey, Andre, I love everything about her. I had the pleasure of going on tour with her. And this is, she is live all the way from the Atlanta area. I was going to say the Bay Area, but I feel like that's like West Coast. But all the way from Atlanta, please help me welcome Shanice Watkins.
Hey guys, hey everyone.
So I'm so excited to see all of y'all here tonight.
you know, we're gonna get into some stuff. You know, I wanted to have this conversation, so I would like to first say that thank you guys for even accepting the invitation to have a conversation with me. Thank y'all for not bugging me about what it is. Well, some of y'all, okay, and just being willing to go with the flow. But I chose all of you to have this conversation because I love all of y'all, and I know from my encounter with you guys, y'all don't offend easy. You know, I believe and I feel like all of you are true to who you are and know exactly where you're headed and what you want out of life and are okay with that and won't get offended. And plus y'all know me, so it makes it easy to have a conversation with people that you know versus someone that you don't. So what's going on with you, Stassi? Okay, so Stassi used to come. You mind me telling them a little backstory? Okay, so you guys who don't know, when I gotta tell Stassi something that she ain't never even know, but Stassi used to be on Candy Coated Secrets as the Oracle. Do you guys remember the Oracle?
Yes.
You did. So Stassi, formerly known as Deontay at the time, used to come on and do the readings and tear the house down because you know her readings used to be on point. You know, she used to always get me together. I used to call her like, girl, I got to know what's going on. So now here you are. What is going on with you?
So you know, recently, sorry, I got a cat. He all in the
That's
way. So recently, just literally a month ago, I just graduated from college, got my bachelor's degree. That's pretty much been it. I'm getting ready to start my new job soon, entering into a new field, getting my first big girl job, and you know, just
okay.
that's where I've been at.
So what did you graduate? What did you graduate school from? They saying congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. I graduated from the illustrious Morgan State University.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, yeah, I put the illustrious right here.
Okay.
Illustrious.
She said big Stassi, not the little one. Okay. And Stassi is also a fellow Aquarius.
Yes.
My Aquarius boo, who I always got to run down on because Stassi be in these streets, okay?
Yes, the girl be outside.
Yes, we outside, okay? And who wants to go next? Dorian or we can wait till Dorian can show his face. How about that?
Question, Candace, would it be too much for me to switch to my iPad?
As long as you're able to use the same link.
Okay. So can I forward the link to my iPad from here?
You should be able to. You should be able to. If
Okay.
not, I can try to
it's cool. I'll just use the phone. I'm ready.
Try to send it to you. So Shanice, you're up next.
What you need to know, cousin? Nothing much. I'm in school, just like Stassi was in school. I'm going to school for psychology. Um, that's pretty much it with me. I ain't been doing nothing new. Me and you was on tour. That was fun. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And Dorian, I'm sending you the other link so you can try it while you're on here. You can try it from your iPad to see if it lets you do it.
Okay. I'm logging in right now. I'm sorry, y'all. How y'all doing? How was your day?
Don't be sorry, get better.
It's great.
Don't be sorry,
How was your day today? Everybody had a good day?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to forward this link now to my iPad.
Yes, they said, come on, okay, with the black and educated panel. Yeah, because don't get it twisted. Okay? I don't hang with no bombs. You know, besides Dorian, but you know.
Oh wow! See, look, this is exactly what I didn't want to do.
That's why Dorian got to get on the screen.
Guys, you know, I'm about to get on the screen. I'm about to shut her whole shebang down. It's fine. It is quite okay.
But I'm excited because tonight, you guys, if you share the show, tonight's discussion is about words. You know, words are words, but people give them power. And I wanted to talk about, I'm excited because this is my first LGBTQ, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, Conversation. I've never done this. This is something that's been on my bucket list. And I appreciate every single last one of you guys, but I was like, this cannot happen without Stassi. Like, if I can't get Stassi to do this, we're gonna have to push this back 100 times. I mean, she needs to tell you. I was like, yeah, it worked, Dorian. So log off on the other one. Oh, there we go. Stassi, she needs to tell you. I was like, listen, I gotta. If she can't do this, we're gonna have to push this back. You know,
Okay.
I gotta let her pick a Wednesday because she be outside. So I'm super excited. So that's what I want to get into. You know, words are words, and people give them power. You know, I would like to say, you know, trigger warning, as I said for others. If you are on here tonight and you may think that you may find yourself being offended, or you may hear something that you do not like, or you may not agree with anything with the lifestyles that anyone on the panel.
You can log off right now.
Yes, I recommend you log off.
Okay.
I remember you log off and pay it, because this is what it is. And, you know, God love us all. Amen.
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 So, so what's going on, you guys? If there's anything that I may ask, or anything anybody in the comments may ask, and you guys want to decline, you can, you know what I mean. But like I said, I would like for everyone to be respectful with your questions and anything like that, because I too have some questions, you know, and I appreciate that. So where are we starting at first?
Well,
Let's go.
I didn't get a chance to introduce myself.
Oh, he didn't.
My bad. Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead, Dorian.
I'm Dorian. You guys, I've been on here for a few times in the past, but you know, somebody called for the queen. I know. All right, okay, we gotta be professional. We be professional. But yeah, going into the new year, you know, it's the year engagement. You know, I'm trying to, you know, drop some new projects. So I got some new things coming soon for everybody. Working on some other different business ventures as well, trying to branch off my, you know, my clothing line, because I feel like, you know, I'm a businessman. Like, literally, I'm a businessman. So I'll be having like different things that I dip and dab into, as far as like being an influencer and things like that. I've been back in the gym, hanging my body together, so y'all gonna see me, like, you know, modeling a little bit, you know, a little something, you know.
Okay.
I had to go over Stassi house and, you know, get one of her wigs or something, you know. But other than that, you know, I can't complain, you know. This is honestly, I would say, coming into the new year, I'm definitely grateful to be a part of, you know, getting closer with God, and I'm getting closer with God with my good girlfriend Candace. You know, we've been going to church and stuff. She's been getting me in the house of the Lord.
Where was my invite?
Stassi, I mean, you be outside.
No, but not on a Sunday. I'll be in the church house.
Okay, well then this Sunday.
Go ahead, Dorian. Go ahead, tell her, Dorian.
This Sunday, yes. This Sunday. Come on through. Yeah. Because we turns up.
No, I love that.
And we may even go to the GC Grill and Bistro afterwards.
Yeah, the boutique.
Okay, the boutique. Right, yeah, that's it, y'all.
Okay, all right. Yes, you know, y'all are welcome. Okay, so let's get into it. So, all right. I don't even know where I want to begin. Where do you guys want me to begin?
Just do it, like Nike. Just
begin with first.
Whoever.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, all right. So let's go here. So one of the conversations that I've had, you know, you guys that are watching tonight, you're also getting a glimpse into the conversations that I have with people. So one of the things that that seems to be like a topic sometimes that I was excited and gracious about, that, you know, Shanice, you were open to it. And one of the topics were, should same-sex partners have children? Should they be able to raise children? Should they have children? And things like, look at Dorian face like, ooh, because Dorian tell me what this show was going to be about. And I was like,
okay,
we're not doing this. We're not doing it. Show up. Right.
Okay.
And this, I want you guys' input too. And this was one of the conversations that we had. And I just wanted to say thank you for being open to my opinion on it. and not snapping at me, you know, and just really understanding. I definitely feel like that the world needs more of you guys, you know, from a different standpoint. And so how do you guys, and even you guys watching, how do you guys feel about you know, same-sex couples raising children or having children? And then I can give my opinion on it.
What's the problem? I mean, half y'all
Yeah,
babies
what's
yo
Look,
anyway.
hold on, right now, right now. Stassi be
No,
coming
no,
like,
no. What
yeah,
she
but I
said.
mean,
I
I mean
will
that is
say that.
true.
Go ahead, Dorian. My bad.
No, you can go. You good?
yeah,
What I was
Stassi was
going to
going.
say
Stassi was
is,
going.
for
Oh,
me, I was about to caveat to what Stassi was saying. First of all, for us, we got to pay for these children, bro, and and we running up a bag to pay for these kids. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we're having them because we want to, because we feel stable enough to do it. It ain't no oops kids. It ain't no, no offense to heterosexual people, but it's just like when we're doing this, it's a plan behind it. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? So we ready to bring them into our lives when we're ready.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
know what I
Definitely.
mean? So
Yes.
It's definitely you can kind of like definitely like come from you can be in a more like you can be more prepared and it come from like your decisions can be more responsible. I definitely tell people all the time when I'm at work, I'm like, I'm still a kid myself. I don't think I'm ready to have no kids. Like I can't imagine trying to keep up with a child in the space that I'm in right now in my life. And I just definitely I do want to have children one day, and regardless if it's through a surrogate or through my own kids or whatever, I definitely want to, have my own family. So it's like, but I would want to be in a space where I'm prepared, and you know what I'm saying? Because I think about all the times where it helps me empathize with like my mom and other people like who like my elders and stuff, like just raising their children. Which is the world is completely different from when our parents was kids now. But just to even think about like if I was to have a child right now, it's like I could barely take care of myself, like let alone try to like take care of a child. And then where I'm at like mentally and emotionally, like trying to raise another human being without like projecting my personal insecurities and my personal feelings and whatever I'm going through right now in that point of my life without having to, project that on them just because they're there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine that. Like, so um it's a blessing that right now, like, I have like two younger siblings. And my parents are now older and I'm older as well. It's like, I can kind of like, you know, be a voice of reasoning for them because it's just like don't respond to things like this and don't handle things like this and don't do this and don't do that because I feel like if you could have handled this differently maybe when I was a kid then my response would have been a little bit different and so it's just like it's kind of like I'm able to kind of like step up in a way, especially since now I don't have no kids. I got a dog. That's enough. That's like
Okay.
that's enough.
Stassi,
So I'm going to take this from
not the pop.
another approach. Personally, I wholeheartedly believe that same-sex couples should be able to raise children and have children. Now, when we really talk about it and we really get into it, there will probably be a lot more same-sex couples raising children. Be if the viewpoint on this was different. No shade, and this is very real. A lot of men out here have children in RDL and they can't be in a relationship they really want to be in. And these kids now wind up suffering. I have a friend who is in a same-sex relationship, but his partner had a child before that. That child is in a loving home. That child is in a loving home. Sorry, my cat is knocking over everything in the damn house. Like
It's okay.
I get home and he just acting a fool. He done climbed all in my party stuff. My bad. But a lot more children would be in same-sex homes and stuff like that, and it's like this idea that same-sex couples can't give them the proper love or however it wants to be pictured. But same-sex couples deserve it's deserved for them to have be able to raise children and be able to ultimately grow our next future, because one people won't love, another group of people will. And that type of love that a parent has, whether it it is through surrogacy, whether it is through adoption, whether it is through natural birth, that love is not going to change parent to parent. It's never going to be there. People are always foster. People can be foster parents and still love the children like their own. So in that same, in that same breath, you can't necessarily detract from that and take that away from people.
I'm laughing because Pebble said, I thought somebody was over there pulling a Sheila Dixon over there on Stashi. No, he was on there.
Throwing stuff at her on that camera.
Yes. So with me, right? I definitely have a different opinion. And when I was able to share my opinion, that goes back to the beginning of the story with Shanice, I was like, glad that she didn't shoot me out about it, but she understood where I was coming from with it. So I definitely feel like anybody can have children if they want children. I am not 100% prone same-sex children, only because when we had the conversation about it, we even talked about it in the group. I just felt like that it can steer a child's sexuality and their preference, only because of how I feel about it. I spoke with a friend, because I have a lot of friends who are in same-sex relationships, and some of them were like, their mom was in one. And I asked, and I was like, well, do you think that, that kind of swayed your decision of wanting to be with another woman because that's what you saw growing up? And she was like, yeah, I believe so, because she was like, I would say so because that's my mother. That's who I saw. That was the first relationship I seen. So Shanice just so happened to have been writing a paper about it in school. And I gave her my opinion on that based upon, the questions and stuff that I've asked a few people. And I want you to elaborate on that, Shanice, as to why you didn't want to chew my head off, or you didn't get offended, or you didn't feel away just by me saying, hey, I just think that it may sway a decision, because children are very, very impressionable and we mimic what we see.
So for me, I didn't do that because, first of all, I feel like it's a lot of myths that heterosexuals run with in terms of our community, and it kind of baffles me because y'all don't live in our community. So it's like,
Yeah.
low key, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
You just made that up. But I feel like we can't bridge the gap on those things happening without having conversation. You know what I'm saying? And my mom always taught me that there's growth and disagreement. You know what I'm saying? Just because I may not agree with what you're saying, don't mean that I can't broaden my perspective based off of your experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I be open to everything. Like, I want to talk about everything because that's how we gonna solve it. Like, how else can we do this if we just sitting around? Like, you said that I got a son. So when you said that, I could have been like, wait a minute, like, you're not personally attacking me, bro. Like, you're just coming with your perspective. And I will say that my son's perspective is gonna be broad, and he do see two women. You know what I'm saying? I do have him around people who have, because I got friends that are same-sex couples too with kids, and I like to have my son around that so he has familiarity. You know what I'm saying? So he do see that, and that is going to persuade him. That is going to have an impact on what he sees and things like that. But I don't think it's a bad thing.
Okay.
I think he still has choice. Like we all grow up in some crazy situations too. That don't mean I gotta go be a drug dealer because my father was one. That don't mean I gotta go get into craziness, or be an absent parent because my dad was absent or my mom was absent or whatever the case may be. So to me, it's no different. It's like the same thing. It's just all in what that person chooses.
And that's why I was like, I feel like sometimes when we have to remember that when we ask people their opinions, you have to know that you're opening yourself up to an opinion, and it may not be one that isn't in alignment with you, but you also can't take it as like somebody's being disrespectful just because of their opinion. On the other side of that too, which was good, is like, Shanice didn't feel like, oh, I don't want, because I love her son. Now her little son loved me. That didn't take away from anything of that. It just was like, hey, you asked a question, I gave an opinion, but ultimately I'm always like, I really don't care what anybody does with their lives. You know what I mean? You hear me say that all the time. Like, what you do behind closed doors and what you decide to do is none of my business. But if you ask the question, I'm gonna give you an answer. So I hope you guys are able to learn something tonight, because I think a lot of the issues coming in is people don't I think, like I said earlier, when we ask questions, some people are already listening with a defensive ear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And looking to respond. I also feel like a lot of times why there's so much anger and hatred when it comes to different words and different things like that is because I feel like, you know, when you're in a same-sex situation or whether you want to transition, that you guys are always living in a state of defense. You know what I'm saying? When you have to defend, well, why you want to do this? Or who you like, you always got to defend. Somebody is always questioning what you're doing. And I think that what the other part is that we don't see too is that goes on in heterosexual relationships. I can't tell you how many people be up or want to be up in my business, you know, family, friend, or foe, like, well, why are you dealing with him? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And it's like, mind your business. So I just think that we have to open ourselves up to a lot of it and just be willing to understand and not really take anything personal just because somebody may not agree with you.
As I mentioned to you too, Candace, earlier, like I feel like a lot of times that people that live on the fence are insecure. Like so it's like and for you to be so easily offended by things that just really just because everybody at the end of the day is entitled to an opinion. We don't have to agree on everything. And you know, at the end of the day, I just feel like where society goes wrong is that we're all still people at the end of the day. Like the only reason why I feel like we have like so many communities has been built over the years is because like people do not understand that we are still people at the end of the day. Like, yeah, we get rid of racism, but we still are segregated. Like segregation is still very much real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we still, even in the LGBT community, it's still segregated. Like, you know,
yes,
so
it is.
like, you know, at the end of the day, regardless if you're gay, straight, or, you know, whatever, same thing as far as religions. Like, I look at it as religion growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, and like now, you know, I'm branching off and I'm, you know, learning more about just having a relationship with God at the end of the day is just really the biggest thing. But all your life, people will say, like, this is the right thing. This is the right thing. This is the right thing. But at the end of the day, it's like everybody's entitled to have an opinion. As long as you're a good person and you show up for yourself and, you know, you're not out here doing nothing bad to cause harm to people, like, what is the problem at the end of the day? Yeah. So it's just like, if I can walk outside confidently and show up as myself, like, so nobody can say to me really like hurt my feelings. Like as far as like, I mean, what could you possibly say to hurt me besides calling me something that I know that I'm already am. Like I know that I'm gay. Like, you know, yeah. So what are you saying that's gonna hurt me? Like, you know, so that's you.
So do you get offended easy? Yes or no?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, Stassi, do you get offended easy?
It depends. It honestly truly depends.
Yeah, because I want to know because you know, I know them too, and I know you from previous, and I know that Deontay didn't get offended as much when I was speaking to him, but I was like, I don't know you and how you may feel now as Stassi. Like, does the I guess maybe I think you guys may take like hormones or something. Does that play effect in your sensitivity? Do you think that may have opened you up more? Could you elaborate on what offends you and things like that?
So in reality, for me, words don't offend me. I'm gonna just put it out there. Like you could sit here and call me a tranny all you wanted to. But first, I'm somebody. I love the word faggot. I love tranny. Me and my friends, we will sit together. All right, faggot. All right, but we can do that. We are a community. Yeah. It's the same thing with nigga. We're black. Mm-hmm. We're gonna say nigga. Don't be white and say nigga. Now, on that same flip, if you're not a part of my community and you're an everyday woman or you're a man and you're calling me a trainee, you're trying to attack me. So now I'm about to attack you and I'm about to hit you. It's gonna hurt. But I'm not
exactly.
You said
because people. The thing is the disrespect. Like it's the
correct.
Thing is, like it's. People, that's like even for a heterosexual woman as yourself, Candace. Like I can call you a bitch.
How you know I'm heterosexual?
I didn't need my mic.
You assuming?
He assuming? Look, you see, like.
Wow. Well, my apologies. I didn't, I don't want to, jump the gun or anything. But just as a woman, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can call you a bitch, or your friends can call you a bitch. But a random person walking down the street, like, you black bitch, or you bitch, you gonna be like, oh no, who the fuck you think he's talking to? Like, it's different. It's different. Like,
okay.
opposed to, like, I call my friends, like Stassi said, I call my friends faggies all the time.
Like,
And
okay.
we're all a
I do use the word tranny. Like, I'll be like, oh, she a tranny. Like, I would joke.
And that's what I'm saying. And I've said that too. Like, and I'm not in that. And I know, like, when we talk, we say it, like, you guys know, I'm not coming from a derogatory religion.
Right. Like, I call you a tranny.
I think, right. I think we have to understand too that
I do.
He calls me one all the time. Like, we'll be on the phone, man. He don't care if I'm on FaceTime or not. In the store, and he'd be like, I'm like, yeah, I don't feel good. And he'd be like, oh, what's your transition and it's taking a toll on you today? Like, this is how he I swear. And people be like, what? And it's funny because one of his friends got offended at how he played with me. Because one time we were all on the FaceTime, and sometimes depending upon the weather, sometimes I'm Candace, sometimes I sound like Candace on the phone, and sometimes I sound like Charles. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh my God. And he was like, oh, you didn't take your injections, your testosterone, that man coming out, that beast. And his friend got offended. Like, why would you say that? But I was like, I'm not offended. Like, this is what we do. And his friend was like, well, just because y'all joke like that, that don't mean it's okay. So that's why I was like, I wanted to have this conversation because everybody doesn't react and respond that way. So this is what we do. He definitely does call me a tranny and things like that. Or I don't know. I also think back to like what Stassi said, sometimes like the community. I think too, when it comes to some of these words, whether it's faggy, tranny, carpet muncher, cunt, and things like that, you have to also understand the culture because, back in the day coming up, those were the words they used to how they describe
context matters.
You know what I mean? Especially in the Black community, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, okay, I feel like we definitely give words too much power over us because these words will make us react a certain kind of way versus Shanice. Shanice is like the walking encyclopedia, okay? So yeah, see Andre, he put it in the comments. He said bullseye, stuff like that. So these are the words. And Shanice was like, explain to Shanice. She was like, hey, somebody called me a dyke, but she was like, I didn't really care because I know that holds a body.
It's a body of water, bro. Like, I mean, if you think I'm refreshing, that's thanks. I appreciate that.
When I was a kid, people used to be like, "Oh yeah, he's a faggot," and my mother, she made me look up the word faggot, and faggot is a butt of a cigarette.
Yeah. So would you say that this is why you guys give me a heart and a thumbs up, share the show.
Share.
Yes, share. As we get into some things. And before we keep on going into our next topic, let's take a mini second. You guys, you may refresh yourself, fill up a cup, share, and we will be right back with you.
If you're looking for a natural skincare product that doesn't leave your skin feeling oily or dry, make sure you check out Renew You Body Butter. Renew You Body Butter is a holistic, luxurious skincare line. They have turmerics, bath salts, body oils, shea butters, and more. Use code MISSVibrations at checkout to receive 20% off of all your purchases. Bible study is back at St. Luke United Methodist Church with Pastor Angelic Williams. And this series is going to be covering prayer, a roadmap to intimacy with God. Make sure you join in January 3rd through February 7th at 6 p.m. Head over to It's Bee's Little Boutique on Facebook and Instagram. They have eyelashes, sunglasses, lip gloss, and so much more. Make sure you tell them Miss Vibrations sent you.
Okay, and we are back. Picking up where we left off at. So Stassi, I feel like this is like Showtime DePaulo. I want to say, I appreciate you because when I met you as Deontay and you were going through your transition and things like that, I will continue during some of our conversations to call you Deontay or say boy, things like that. And I just always remembered that I'm like, oh, I'm not being defensive. And you was like, girl, I know what you mean. It's not that serious. Like, it's an adjustment. Not you over here playing with filters. Like,
I don't even know how it did that, honestly, because I'm on my phone. I was like taking a selfie, and I just copied your YouTube link, and I was gonna put it on my story, like tell everybody on YouTube. So that's crazy that the beliefs came up like that.
Go ahead with your side of it. So, and I like the fact that when I was doing that, when I was also adjusting to you transitioning, you didn't get offended. You didn't feel like you didn't want to talk to me anymore. And I appreciate you for, you know, giving me grace to be there and understanding that it was a process for me. Could you explain why you didn't feel the need to feel attacked, or if you felt attacked, or why you didn't feel like I was being disrespectful by not acknowledging you as Stashi right away?
So to begin with, when I started transitioning, I never socially transitioned. My social transition was the same time as my regular transition, which means I was taking hormones the same time I started transitioning. Generally, people socially transition, so they already start wearing girls' clothing. They already start, well, not just say girls' clothing. They start wearing the opposite gender clothing. They start more gender affirming themselves socially, so people around them are already abreast and aware to it. For me, when I started transitioning, I just kind of hopped into my transition. I can't expect you to address me as she, her, hers, as Stassi, all of that, and you just meeting me. That
Okay.
I'm just meeting me too. It's a transition is for everybody. It's not just me, it's for you as well, because I'm transitioning a phase of my life out into a new phase. And I can't fault you for something that you were already used to. That's like telling somebody that the sky is blue every day and then today it just happened to be green. I can't tell you, I can't like get at you and get on you. The only thing I can do is give you the grace. And I understood, and I never got on you because you would say it and then you would then use your voice to then be like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, and correct yourself. You can't get mad at somebody that's already making the attempts to correct themselves. Now, if you sat there and you did it and then you move past it, no, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna correct you then. But I can't, you were already doing what you needed to do in order to make those changes happen, that I didn't have to step in and automatic and tell you like, no, you need to adjust me as such. You need to, there was no need for that because you already consciously had it in your mind, oh, I have to make this change. I have to consciously make this change. So that's why I always do it case by case because everybody's not the same. Like essentially if I'm sitting like this at a desk, when I'm at work, I'm sitting like this at a desk and somebody come in here and they purposely call me a boy, or they purposely say man, sorry, whatever like that, you're trying to be offensive. You're trying to be rude. You see a woman and you see a woman. I'm not slow, you not slow. We both is here and all our eyes work. So it's those kind of things that I can't be offended from if you are doing doing everything in your power to affirm me as I'm affirming myself, because I'm presenting myself as a woman. You're doing everything in your power to affirm me. So that's all I can ask for. So I can't really so for me, that's why I never like I don't get on anybody, honestly. If you are automatically instantly correcting your own self, there's no need for me to step in because your mind already is doing the work for you.
Okay. And Angelic said, it's the articulation for me, okay? Because she is showing all this degree she just got from Morgan. She just graduated from Morgan, okay? And you are going to be a school teacher?
So I ain't tell nobody yet. No, I'm not. Oh. I actually got a way better paying job. I didn't want to, I guess I work the news. So I got a job with the Pride Center of Maryland, and I will be working on Pride this year. I'll be working on Pride, Black Pride, a whole slew of other things that I cannot wait to share with the world. Can't wait to share with y'all. So unfortunately, sorry to those kids, but I won't be teaching them no more.
So when you were going to, because you were going to be a teacher, you were going to teach high school?
Yes.
So how do you think that was going to work with the way these kids are today? Were you nervous, or
so one thing about
what
it,
about it?
The kids today are so fucking I'm sorry. The kids today are so lovely. They're amazing people. I was an RA in the midst of my transition. And I was already for freshmen. You know, freshmen are our hardest children to be around. And for me, I was always afraid that I was going to get misgendered. I was going to be disrespected. Them kids loved me to death. Like I always felt like, you know, that one teacher that you would go to all the time because that was basically your mother, that was basically your aunt. You would go to her room. I was that RA. Everybody wanted to come to me, everybody wanted to talk to me, everybody wanted to get to know me, but that's also because I'm an open person. So, even if I was to be a teacher, because I'm open and I grow connections with people in a very different way than a regular teacher would, and a very different way than other people would, because I grow a connection with you based off of who you are, not based off of how I'm viewing you or whatever the case may be. I'm going to get to know you and I'm going to get to learn you, because that's the only way that you can really ultimately help somebody and be there for somebody. I wanted to be a teacher not because that was, you know, a lot of people now, they're teachers because that's all they can do. I wanted to be a teacher because I actually wanted to see a change in the way that children are coming up nowadays. I wanted to be representation. I wanted to be somebody that children saw when they were growing up. They saw, oh wow, I could be like that. Oh wow, that's something that I could do. Because for my community, for the trans, I'm not talking about the trans community. I'm not talking about the LGBTQ community. I'm talking about the trans community. For the trans community, at least 9 times out of 10, if you see a trans woman, she has probably done some form of sex work. She has probably lived in the streets at some point in time. She has probably had to give up her body. She's probably had to do something in order to survive. She is probably in some space where she is not living the best life for herself. And with that being said, I wanted to be that representation that there is more to this life than sex work. There is more to this life than trying to find a man to take care of you. There is more to this life than to try and make sure that you get the best titties, you got the best coochie out here, you got the best way, trying to be that girl all day long. There is so many more options out here, and it's nothing to be scared about. And I say that because the older women that I work with, who are older trans women, they tell me this all the time, that they are so inspired by me because they saw somebody who, if this was the times when they were growing up and they were coming up, they would have dropped out of school. They would have left school if they started transitioning the time I started transitioning, because of how tough it is. It's not easy. But in a kid's sake, I was not scared of them kids, because I promise you, if you meet these kids exactly where they are at their level, and you don't try to play superior, you don't try to play boss, it's not even trying to play friend. You honestly meet them at that level of who they are as a person, and you recognize that they are human and they're a person. You acknowledge their personhood. Then there is nothing for them to attack you for. There's nothing for them to come at you for. There's nothing for them to detract them from growing a relationship with you. And it's never about the person. It's about everything that the person does. It's about everything, how the person comes off. It's about how the person ultimately portrays themselves. And with that being said, for me, wanting to be a high school teacher, I knew I portray myself in a way that I command and demand respect, but I would never tell you that. But how I stand in self, how I stand in who I am, how I stand in everything that is me, you can't shake that. So when you see me, you would want to instantly want to respect me. Them kids was calling me Miss Curtis for like a whole year for no reason. I didn't even need you to call me Miss Curtis. That's not, I ain't a Miss Curtis, but thank you. And that's
okay.
And command respect through my energy.
Okay, so what about, let's get into some of this, some of the topics. Let's get into this cis. You know, the cis women, the cis woman, the cis man. You know, Pebbles Mitchell wants to know, what are you guys' thoughts on the controversy surrounding cis women owning periods?
Can I eat this one up real quick?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
So let me get into it. So my degree is in English. Okay, so I'm going to start right there. Words mean things, which mean they have ultimate and absolute meaning. So let's break down what the word cis means. Cis means that you identify as the sex and gender that you was assigned at birth. It is not a derogatory term. It is not a negative remark. It is just now used as an identifier, as experience. So you experience life as a cisgendered person. I experience life as a trans is an identifier, it's a moniker. Okay. So when they say,
come through. I got another encyclopedia. I thought I only had one, but I'm glad you clearing it up, because I too wanted to know, like, you know, cis, Why I gotta be a cis woman? Why I can't just be a woman? So go ahead, clear us.
So, and I can touch on that too. I'll touch on that real quickly. We're saying cis, not the track that you're a woman, but it's about experience. Trans is my experience. I'm a woman. When you don't, people don't walk around and say, "Oh, that's a trans." They say, "Oh, that's a woman." Before they even get my tea, they going to say, "I'm a woman," right? So now that's trans is the experience part. Cis is the experience part. You experience life as a cis woman, as a assigned female at birth who remains to present female and is a woman.
Okay.
So when we're talking about periods and stuff like that, honestly, if you see a video of that trans woman talking about periods, it was misconstrued. And she was honestly talking about trans men. Trans men still have periods, but they have periods and they have periods and the need for period protection and all of that things that you need for a period in a different way than a cis women would need their protection for periods and stuff like that. So to say that a trans man is not walking in no woman's bathroom to change their pad. That's
okay.
So
sorry, they saying you guys, is there an echo? Do you guys hear echo? Someone was saying that there's an echo. Let us know. Sometimes it could just be, it may be on your end. I don't hear an echo. Do you hear an echo? Let us know if you guys hear echo. Oh, they say not anymore. No echo. No echo. No echo. Okay. All right. And guys, make sure you share the show. Give us some hearts, thumbs up. You know, if you like the show and you want to continue to keep on with the content, you can always send a love offering to Candy Go to Secrets, or you can send some stars. He said, Andre said no, just the cat.
Oh yeah, because I had to put him away. He mad. He don't get put away, so that's why he acting like that.
You guys, with that, okay, so all right. So any other questions? You guys want to respond? Dorian, Shanice?
I think Stassi ate that. I think she left no crumbs on that. I mean, there's no better way to explain it than what she just did. Like,
so let me tell y'all. Y'all know every now and again I like to give y'all a little bit of a little convo. Because we're gonna be starting our convo and cocktail sessions soon, which will be taking place on YouTube. There is no set date. I mean, I mess around and put it on all the platforms like you guys see tonight. And shout outs to YouTube in the building. And all of you guys who are tuned in on Facebook and where may have you. So I lost. Okay, well, I ain't gonna say I lost because that's not it. But let me do it in that time. So Stassi. So when Stassi comes on as the Oracle, Stassi does tarot card readings. I don't know if she still does them, but I know like whenever I be needing one, she always I can get one, but she ain't never available. She ain't never available, but that's another story for another time.
Oh, they right.
And I remember I was doing, because this is my platform and I like to be able to be transparent, tell the truth, and tell my experiences. So I was doing tarot card reading because a lot of the people who are in the groups, they're into that. They liked it, they got them done. And I remember this one person in particular, because we expose it all and we tell nothing. I had met them. They were a co-host with me on a show before. And do you know that they like wanted me to cut you off? You ain't even know that.
Uh-oh.
Right? So they wanted me to cut you off because what her exact words were, I had her doing one portion of a show where she was just going to do that portion. And whenever I ask anyone to come on my platform, I just need you to do the part that you were supposed to cover. You don't got to interfere what goes on Wednesdays. If your day is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you focus on those days. Don't worry about what goes over here, right? I've worked with several people. Some people I brought into the platform. We were doing things together. Some people I met 3 years in, and they wanted me to give them 50% of any and everything of my business. We'll go into that on cocktails and combos. And it's just some things I just couldn't do, right? So what it was like, well, I see that you posted in a group that you were having a tarot reader on the show, and I can't get into that. God, and God is telling me, from what I know, like you aren't going to be blessed because you're dealing with that, right? I remember this.
Oh, look
I
at
remember
you.
I remember this clear as day. She was like,
Yes.
you aren't going to be blessed. You aren't going to have any blessings because of that. So I had to wait a little bit to process it before I spoke to her again, because I was like, okay, I'm going to have to like really get you together, because all right. So we went ahead. I ended up speaking to her, ended up telling her about it, and was like, basically like your services is no longer needed. I won't need you, because the last thing I'm going to let anybody do is come to tell me I'm not going to be blessed as if they're God. And within that same time, I was like going through something. I was going through something. It was like a crisis or something that happened. And either way, God had blessed me within that same sentence 20 minutes later with a $4,000 check, right? So I had to tell her, and I said, you're saying because I'm bringing this person onto my platform that I'm not going to be blessed, but God turned around 20 minutes after that conversation and blessed me. So I don't need you here. And she was like, did I say that? That's not, I must have, no, I don't remember that, because now you wanted to backpedal. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to, we're just not going to be able to continue it. I don't have a problem with you, but however, this is my platform, and nobody's going to tell me how to run my platform. This is why I do what I do. And, just because I even had a conversation with my pastor before, and I was like, well, pastor, I'm not all the way in the world, but I'm out here, and, just my platform, what I've created over the years, I like to talk about different things and all this. Sometimes I may have a good conversation. Sometimes it may be a little more raw and cut. Like, this is also a form of my therapy. And, what I liked and I appreciated about her most is she said, don't you allow me or anybody else to make you change and deviate from what you do. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. She said, if you ever have a conversation about something I don't like, I know how to log off and join in the next time. So I truly appreciated that. Like, I'm always receptive to people who can accept me and are okay with who I am. But it was just like, with the person, and it's like what people didn't know when you sitting here and you're judging it. I believe, we all have our own beliefs. I feel like I know, and I believe God has given us all gifts, and how we choose to use them. Some people use them for good, others use them for bad. You know what I mean? Or whatever it may be. But God gave us all gifts. And it was like, even with that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to choose between, Stassi and this person. Like, are you crazy? You know what I'm saying? And so outside of that, it was like, I remember when I first started Candy Called The Secrets, and I started even getting any financial gain to be able to, do what you guys are seeing me do now with the production. Stassi is the first person that ever came on my show, and we made money together. You remember that, Stassi? We made money together, and it was just like, when we sit out here and we pass judgment on people, we really need to stop. And it's like, I was trying to figure out things, and this time it's like that. Stassi, I remember a time, I don't know if you mind me sharing, but even at that same time, it was like, you was like, girl, I'm glad because I ain't have $1. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, God brought us together and helped both of us to help each other. So, and I just appreciate that. And I wanted to tell you, thank you for that, because, you were part of the reason why I was able to even buy some of the things and continue to grow my platform. You coming on my platform, not beefing with about, well, I want this percentage, I want this, I want it was just a very great, pleasurable experience working with you. And I thank you, because I know you are a blessing to me. Whether it was the car on E or the refrigerator empty. You know what I mean? I truly appreciate you, Stassi, and I will forever love you. I will forever love you.
I love you too.
And if ever you need me for anything, like, you can call me. If ever you need me for anything, you can call me. And I just wanted you to know that, because you were one of the blessings that God sent into my life.
Well,
Can we touch on it a little bit?
From doing your show, because of your show, that's how I found myself.
I remember you telling me that. I remember you telling me that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You
Can we
know,
touch on that a little bit though? Like, I
go ahead.
think when you spoke earlier, like I totally understood where you were coming from, but I think that that's one of the underrated things that people who don't live out life don't understand. Like, trying to show up in this world, like we can't just go on regular vacation without seeing if it's safe for gay people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like just like with black people, we can't just go anywhere without seeing if it's safe for black people. A lot of times people are already deterred from us and don't even give us a chance because of how we show up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And a lot of us, I mean, we got three different people from the alphabet community. I hope nobody ain't offended by that on here saying that we're open to communication. We're open to having conversation and dialogue so we can bridge these gaps. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we're not met with that same response on the other end. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like for Stassi, it's dangerous. People killing them just to prove a point. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
just to literally prove a point. People will be in a space with Dorian. Because I think for me, as a lesbian, I think it's more fetishized, like from girls and boys. So we get like kind of a little pass a little bit. But like even with Dorian, we could be out in a space and somebody would just want to humiliate him. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Just for
Mhm.
GP. And that's the type of things that we're expected to look past, or people think that we're just naturally defensive. Like we're naturally living in spaces where it's unsafe for us to show up as us. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So I do love that you're doing this because we do get to open up the platform for people to be like, let me not just shut them completely out. Let me ask questions. It's a safe space that we can create where we all can like coexist and things like that. So I just wanted to speak on that a little bit because I don't think people pay attention to that. It's pretty tough. Like I mean, I've even showed up to people churches, you know, friends of mine, like you inviting your people, and it kind of deterred me a little bit because it's like I show up and I'm already getting dirty looks. It's
Mhm.
like, you know what I mean? And it's like how you expect me to like not look at that. I'm not
yeah,
comfortable. I don't even know if I'm safe.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've been out in public with my wife and my son, and people be already feeling away. Me and you went out when you were here. What that dude do? He was going out his way to try to humiliate me, and I'm like, bro, this is my cousin.
Cause he wanted to
Like, what
talk.
are
Cause
you
he wanted to
doing?
talk to me.
He wanted to talk to Candace. He thought we were in a relationship, so he was going above and beyond to like literally disrespect me for no reason,
Yeah,
unwarranted, unprovoked. And that's the things that we have to deal with in our community that are overlooked because he was with other boys, other men. Nobody said, yo, chill out. Don't do that. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like you was the one that corrected him, and that was unsafe for you. So I just wanted to like bring that up because I think that a lot of people don't see that. Like we can't. Like we want to do this. We want to be able to open this up. We want safe spaces for us as well, where we can have these discussions. But it's not always on us.
Yeah.
and you know, and even for women in general too. We deal with it a lot too. You know what I mean? You can't even, be in the same house with your uncles or your fathers or whomever with
Mhm.
just your undershirt and some panties on, and you can't sit on this person's lap. Or
Mhm.
if you ask you for your phone number, he cussing you out. Oh, you wasn't all that anyway, but you wanted my number, sir. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, and it's just a lack thereof respect all the way around. And I just don't think that I just don't think that that's okay in general. So I appreciate you guys for feeling like that Candy Go to Secrets is a safe space. And with the fact that you guys feel like that, it's letting me know that I'm doing something right. You know what I mean? I appreciate that.
One thing that always gets me as I was like growing up, I used to always get like because I had like a mixed crowd of friends, um and everybody like the straight boys used to always say like, oh, you cool to be a gay boy, like you cool to be gay. Like I'm just like,
That's
why does it have to be labeled for me to be cool and gay? Like I'm still a boy at the end of the day. Like it's so, and my thing is just out of us just respecting one another, it could just take you so many places. Like just because I'm a gay man doesn't mean that every man that I'm around I'm attracted to them. Half of these niggas that be getting offended by gay person being in that person be the main ones that's ugly and got shit to offer. Excuse my
Clock
French.
that T. Clock
So
that T.
it just be like, why
Or
would
Clock
down
you
that
low.
think
T.
that I'm interested? But even if you is that, it's like you down low, like, but you still don't have nothing to offer. So it's
Clock
just like,
that T.
why do you think
Kiss
that?
in the word.
Why do you think I wanna, what do you have to offer me that I don't understand? You're making me uncomfortable by even you're making me uncomfortable by even having the audacity of thinking that I'm attracted to you because I'm
Clock
interested.
that T.
So it's just like at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, if we just all just have respect for one another, just as people in general, it's just like, yo, we could be so much further than where we are today. I tell people all the time, like, yo, like, even just black people in general, like, we have so much power. They keep on, everybody always be so quick to say, like, oh, like, black people can't be racist because we don't have no power. I'm like, yo, we the most powerful people in the world. That's why they have so many laws in place and they trying to keep on putting us in jail because we have so much power within our community. But because of, like, how uneducated some people households are and how they
Yeah.
were being raised, it's like they are taught to be we're taught to be against each other instead of being there for one another. That's why people say ignorant shit out of their mouth all the time to, like, you know what I'm saying, and half of the time they don't even know what they talking about and they just want to comment on something. It's just like, you don't have to always walk into the room and open your mouth unless you come into a room to speak. That's all you have to say. Like, everything else after that is like, if you don't understand something, just say you don't understand something. But some of these people nowadays, they even like, they get offended by even just not being educated about something. It's like, because it's beyond your understanding,
Yeah.
you are offended. But
That's
again,
the
that just goes
protection code.
back to your insecurities. Like, you don't have to be offended by something because you're not educated on the subject. Like, stop showing your insecurities. Like, if that's why it's people out here. And granted, I will say it is some people that's that are educated on some things, but they live on a defense. So when people do question them about certain things, they come with a defensive tone. So it's like, it makes people uncomfortable to even want to ask. I will say that, just playing devil's advocate, it's not always, an ice cream slide with asking people, especially on our side of things, like, certain questions. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is a little, some people can be a little uncomfortable asking those questions because you don't know how people going to handle that. You know what I'm saying? People be a little unhinged sometimes. You might ask the wrong girl on the wrong day of questions. She might slit your throat. But, that's just the world that we live in. But at the same time, it's like, it just asks questions. Like, we don't have to label things to try to offend people and disrespect each other. Like, at the end of the day, like, you looking at somebody who is highly educated. Like, Stassi, I'm listening. I ain't had nothing to say because I'm listening. She's educating
Like,
me
you
on
really got to
something.
see how dumb you was, didn't you?
See, I'm trying to be very professional on your
See,
platform.
I see you trying. I see you
I'm really
trying.
trying. I'm really trying.
Listen,
So
show up as yourself.
I'm gonna show up as myself, and I'm gonna show up with my foot up your ass. That's very much me. Okay,
But no, yes, like, I love the fact, like, Stassi, like, and I never thought that Stassi was slow or anything like that, but I never seen Stassi. I've seen Stassi do a read on, like, her tarot, which is always a gag. But I never seen Stassi do, like, hold on, wait a minute, let me put this educational hat for you guys. I never seen that. So that was so good. I love it.
So you just I like how you just popped out and you just popped right back in. You just paid it. You just paid the whole glitch of the system. I know that's right.
Yeah, so right. I'm sorry. Look, we working on new technology over here.
Yeah, we know you're a little slow over there. It's okay.
Yeah, and I'm working it. I'm saying. But I love you guys. Before we get out of here, I have another question before we get out of here, you guys. Give us a heart and thumbs up. Make sure you share the show and tune in each and every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock to Candy Coated Secrets. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all platforms, Instagram, everywhere. Because we're about to get out of here. But I have a question, and I want the audience to answer this, and I want you guys to answer this. And we're going to chew on it for a little bit. So my question is, Stassi, Dorian, Shanice, and everyone watching, if you meet someone and you meet them as who they are, should you have to disclose? Huh? What's that, Dorian?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, should you have to disclose that you were once a woman or once a man when you meet them? And hold that thought.
If you're looking for a natural skincare product that doesn't leave your skin feeling oily or dry, make sure you check out Renew You Body Butter. Renew You Body Butter is a holistic, luxurious skincare line. They have turmerics, bath salts, body oils, shea butters, and more. Use code MISSVibrations at checkout to receive 20% off of all your purchases. Bible study is back at St. Luke United Methodist Church with Pastor Angelic Williams. And this series is going to be covering prayer, a roadmap to intimacy with God. Make sure you join in January 3rd through February 7th at 6 p.m. Head over to It's Bee's Little Boutique on Facebook and Instagram. They have eyelashes, sunglasses, lip gloss, and so much more. Make sure you tell them Miss Vibrations sent you.
Hey, and we're back. So you guys,
No, you was a clown, yo.
A key. You was a key for that one.
Yeah.
You was a key for that. I said I got some of my thoughts. Ah!
It's funny
You was really
you
You was a key for that.
Stassi was over there like,
You was a key for that.
Dorian fell against the wall. Shanice like, what? Yeah,
Candace, that's the clip that you used for the show tonight. Before you add, that's the one.
Okay. Look, they talk about don't be doing stuff on commercial.
Okay.
Okay. So before we get out of here, that's something I wanted to get into. You guys, should I start with you guys or let you see what some of the audience is saying first?
Well,
I want to see what the audience saying.
Okay, you guys. If you meet someone, should they have to disclose what their previous sex was if you met them as who they are? Facebook said yes. Why start things off with a lie? Someone else says yes. Be open and honest so there are no surprises in the future. And those are the two I'm going to share. You guys, make sure you let us know. Go ahead, Stassi, since you was rudely interrupted.
Okay.
Let me mute my mic.
Let me lubricate my throat before I get into it and gag it, because one thing in this world that I hate, and I'm talking about abhor, up on the deepest levels of anything in life, I hate trans women specifically. I can't speak on trans men. I don't get into that. That's not my gig. That's not my set. I don't get into it. But I'm gonna speak on trans women. One thing that I hate with all of my life is the simple fact that you cannot be real with who you are at any point in time. Trying to trick a man, trying to get a man to assume and...
Wait a minute, they're saying the echo is back. The echo is back? Let's see.
Is it echo?
I don't know. You don't sound like an echo for me. Someone said the echo is back. But go ahead, finish saying what you said. So okay, they're saying I don't hear it. So I think maybe it may be some of you guys' phone. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Stassi. Finish what you were saying.
The inability to disclose your previous sex is actually disgusting to me. There is so many women that have died, and I'm talking about have died from the hands of men that knew that they were transgender. I want to gather all of that knew that this person previous sex was male, right? And because their friends found out about it, they killed them. So imagine what somebody's going to do to you because you don't want to disclose your sex, because you don't want to disclose what your original sex was. What's the point? What's the purpose? And from that's when I say that you're not a real woman. A real woman's going to stand in their authenticity every day and every day. They're going to stand in their truth every day. You can't stand in your truth. What's the point of not being able to stand in your truth and being able to stand in who you are, firm in it at that? So you're not a real woman. You transitioned because you wanted a nigga. You transitioned because you wanted to get around the niggas. And that's disgusting to me, because there's real women out here that have done so many things for this community, dying on tables, getting surgery to affirm who they are.
Or dying to get the money to pay for the surgery.
So what are you saying? They should disclose who they are?
Yes,
I agree.
absolutely. That is truth. That is who you are. Why hide and run from that? Don't get me wrong. In everyday life, I live as an everyday woman. No, I'm not trans in my everyday life. You walk up to me, I'm a woman. Why are you in my business? Why are you in my tea? But if me and you are have a thing going on and we have something together, you need to understand who I am because you need to know how to protect me in those streets. You need to know
Yes.
what you're actually dealing with and putting up with when you're with me. Because baby, I'm gonna be real with you. All trans people ain't shitting out here right. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, but I'm saying that because we're on hormones. Hormones understandably alter your brain chemistry. So if at one point in time I had a body that was approximately 90% testosterone, 10% estrogen, and I flipped the switch, and now I'm 90% estrogen, 10% testosterone, what do you think is happening inside my head?
Those little voices are coming.
Right. So realistically, when we're talking about it, you need to be able to share information with somebody because they're not going to understand what you're going through. So when you're moody and you're emotional and your mood is up and down, worse than what a period can be, worse than which it could be when you're menstruating. So you don't know how to your partner don't know how appropriately to deal with that because you can't be truthful with them. But it's also because you can't be truthful with yourself.
With yourself.
That's the moment when you can't talk to yourself. You can't look at yourself in the mirror because you're disgusted at what you see. Because in reality, you want to stand so close to femmes. You want to stand so close to women. You want to be fish so motherfucking bad. You can't even accept who you are in the dead of night. Let's talk about it. Now that's I hate it.
So now, okay. Now for me, I feel like if I've had the surgery and I've done the complete transition and you met me as, Charles, or you met me as Candace, and I no longer identify as that because some people, they go through the name change and do all of that. I feel like when you get to know somebody, you'll know if you want children or not. These are things that happen when you first get to know somebody. You'll have a conversation. But if I don't no longer identify as Candace and you meet me as who I am, I don't feel like I gotta tell you that. That's just
No, I feel
No,
like no, that's different. Like you completely altered your physical being from one thing to another, opposed to like I feel like that's vital information when you're trying to get to know somebody on a genuine connection level. Like how could you want to build something with somebody and potentially start a family, or whatever the case may be, whatever dating looks like to you, without being honest with that person about your previous life.
I also feel like what Stargy said too, though, that people be knowing. And
people know.
Majority of them
but
do.
it's a lot of women. It's a lot of real women that's out here that look like trans women.
Gag it,
gag it.
Okay, gag the line.
Like it's real. So it's just like but you don't know until you ask. Like, and so I lie to you not. I know some girls that's a little strong in the face.
Me too.
And and it's just like until they come over my house, they try on clothes and stuff, they buy stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, like you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
but it's like, but you can. I feel like that's vital information, and I get I understand why people are, some people are scared to live in their truth or be transparent about whatever they are going through. But I just feel like that kind of comes with the territory. In a sense, like, just even me being just a regular gay male, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what could possibly happen to me when I walk outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody could just because they just shoot me because I'm gay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just because people just have hatred in their heart. But that's just something that we kind of like sign up for, and that just goes on to like accepting yourself and being honest with yourself, and having that confidence to show up as you in whatever room. Like I tell people that all the time. Like I always show up as me, regardless of whatever room I walk into. I show up as Dorian, and you gonna like it or you don't like it. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna try to live a different lifestyle or try to conform what I do. Now, definitely, I know how to scale it back. But that's just me as a person. Like I will say, like it is an echo now. It's like playback.
No, that was me. You frozen
Don't
or something?
don't do that. Don't do that. Get it together. Get your shit together. Get it together. Like, you know, like I do know how to scale it back. Like I tell people all the time, like, oh, that's too gay for me. Like, cause some things do be too gay for me.
But you're gay.
But some stuff it be too much. Like it be too that's exactly how they be like, look at me. I'm like, that's too much. And then literally sometimes when I say it and I'm out and then somebody walk past, I'm like, that's too gay for me. And they be like, oh, okay. I'm like, exactly. So it's like I know how to, like, you know, definitely know how to scale it back some, and you know, certain you know, environments, whatever the case may be, but I still am me at the end of the day. Like I'm not ready to walk and change my tone of my voice and how I talk and all this other stuff. Like, no. Hey girl, how you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I got on some butters and some jeans and a nice shirt. And then you might see me tomorrow and I might be giving like monochromatic with a nice little tabby boot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I show up as myself all the time, and I feel like when you can do that, like I just feel like it's a different type of peace. Like it's a different type of peace that you have like with yourself. Like when you can just walk into a room and show up as yourself. Like I can only imagine like how, you know, like Stassi feel like, you know, being able to be yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
all your life you may have felt like this, and now you're able to embark on this journey and be who you really wanted to be, who you felt like you really was inside, and now you can just be you.
Yeah, and I want to get into that. I know we're about to get out of here, but I feel like since
Candace, let's not do it on time. Let's do it on understanding, bro. Like that's what the army used to say. Don't do it on time. Do it on standard.
Yeah, I know because Dorian made us late, so I'm gonna go over a little bit more.
Did I make y'all late? I was in here. I just ain't had
you was one time and then you showed up late. So Stassi, with that, how was that? How did your family take to your transition? Like, could you care to share that experience a little bit?
So, you know, I am probably in a, I want to articulate this properly. I'm probably an outlier on all of this. And I say that because I have an amazing family. My family allowed me the space, patience, and grace to not only get to know who I am now, but get a reintroduction to who I am now. When they first seen me, I was away at college. I just moved back onto campus, so they didn't see me for a while. They didn't see me all summer. They didn't see me like the time before the summer. So that whole time,
so you was cutting up the whole time.
All the time.
Clock my teeth. Oh, you clock my teeth.
Okay, you was cutting up that whole time. She like, y'all, my parents is what I'm in here. I'm dabbing. I'm cutting up. I'm running the street.
Over for y'all.
Okay, middle part bust down today, deep side part ball the next day.
Okay.
And then when I come back, and then when I come back home,
with a twerk on the side.
With a twerk, and then when I come back home, it's giving like. I know.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm real professional now. But yeah, they gave me the space and opportunity to really get to understand who I was. There was never a point in time where I ever was scared to tell them, was ever afraid. They all got the chance to like literally, I don't want to say it was like sit down and talk to me, but it was like essentially sit and like meet me now, because they all, prior to me even saying anything to them, they kind of already, I don't want to say they knew, because that's not what it really was, but it was like they had an idea that something like this could happen with me. And that was only because I always presented myself in I don't want to say a woman's role, but in a woman's light, essentially. Whether it was with I was with a man or whatsoever habit, like my nigga was opening my door. He was, you know what I mean? Like, he knew what he was supposed to be doing. And I realized it was never because like, oh, you're gay. So like, yeah, no, I know who I was and I knew who I wanted to be. And my family gave me the grace to do that and be that. And they loved me through it. They still love me through it. Not only that, I also do have other trans family members as well. So it also was a big help in that as well, because that allowed, like, you know, my family already had the openness inside of it. So when it came to me, it was like, we just got a new family member. That's all it really was. So my family, you know, that's why I say I'm a huge outlier, because I was afforded that grace. I was afforded happiness. I was afforded to be a part of people who wanted me. You know, a lot of people, families don't want them after they come out, after they transition, after they start to essentially come into themselves. Because once them hormones start breaking you down and you start looking like a woman, people's viewpoints on you will change.
Yeah.
How they view you, how they feel about you, it will change. And today, you know, your family can love you because, oh, you still grow facial hair. Oh, you not all put together. You don't look like fish. You don't look like one of the cunts yet. But the cuntier you look, the better you look. They're going to. It's not that they hating on you. It's really the simple fact that they never thought that you could look like that. They didn't thought that your beauty could shine like that. They didn't thought that you could embrace and embody a woman. So it removes them from you because that's not what they wanted to see. They didn't. Your family don't want that for you. It's also a point of transition. Is also a death. You're somebody who was once here is dying that they will never see again, that will never come back. And that's a grieving process. And that could be hard on families. That could be hard on a lot of people. So that's why I say like I'm an outlier, because my family didn't take that very hard. It was a huge learning curve for them because, you know, I'm a big voice. I'm a big personality. That didn't change, but the personality and the way I present myself changed. So it changed the dynamics of things, how we can talk, the way that we should address certain things, and that kind of changed. But other than that, no, I'm blessed to be a part of the family that I was born into.
And that is awesome, you guys. We have to do this again. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Any last words from anyone on the panel?
Yeah, when I see Candace, I'm gonna smash.
You know, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be covered in a whole armor, okay?
Mm-hmm. God, you
better
better be.
Know it.
You better.
I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. After the show, and you guys don't go. You three don't go anywhere. But thank you guys for joining. Share the show. Like I said, share the show. You can send in donations. We never know if we can.
Y'all, they be like.
Right. If we could get Stassi to calm down for 5 minutes and come back and do some readings, we might, depend upon, you know, how she feeling, because she be outside.
Why y'all keep saying I be outside at? Outside. Where y'all see me outside at?
Oh, I be singing. What's that song you was singing the other day? I was like, oh, this is a nice little song.
What song?
Time over your nigga, something. Yeah, I'm like, he like that. You hopped up the car.
Oh,
I was like, oh, okay. I didn't want to jump through like,
that don't count. That was a rare occasion. I'm always inside in the books, y'all. Like I'm always inside in the books. Yes.
So I want to say thank you guys for joining us tonight. Share on all the platforms, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. Manifest my dreams, they wanna be.